David Ben-Avi walked along a trail on the rocky, wind-swept island of Yaros. The barren clump of land was just 3 miles in length and no more than half a mile wide at its broadest point. It sat in an isolated spot of the Mediterranean, 100 miles northwest of Crete. Though it was officially uninhabited, Ben-Avi and a dozen others had called it home for nearly 2 years. With hands shoved in his pockets, Ben-Avi kept his face to the wind, walking briskly. The Mediterranean air had a bite to it in January, fresh and pure in comparison to the stuffy laboratory and cramped barracks they lived in. The solitude wasn't bad either, while it lasted. "David," a voice called from behind him. "Where are you going?" The words came in English with a distinct French accent. Ben-Avi stopped in his tracks. Mother Hen had found him. He turned to see André Cheval rushing after him. Cheval was leader of the French contingent on the island, but also acted as overall commander for the entire group. He was always after them about something. Trash in the correct receptacle. No outside lights after sundown. Be careful near the cliffs. He was dressed in outdoor gear and carrying a wool peacoat, which he handed to Ben-Avi. "Put this on. It's freezing out here." Freezing was an exaggeration, but Ben-Avi took the coat without objection. He knew better than to argue. "Where are you going?" Cheval asked. "You know where I'm going," Ben-Avi said. "Out on the bluff, to watch the sunset and think." "I'll walk with you," Cheval said. "Can't I go anywhere without a chaperone?" "Of course," Cheval said. "You're not a prisoner." That was true. Ben-Avi and the others were here as part of a joint Franco-Israeli research project. They had all volunteered, but after so long on the barren island, with only the monthly arrival of a supply ship to break the monotony, it felt like they were marking time and waiting to be paroled. "I have a feeling," Ben-Avi said, "that all who come to Yaros must be prisoners in one sense or another. The Greeks kept captured communist insurgents here after World War II. The Turks used it 5 centuries before that, and the Romans picked this desolate spot to exile a troublesome daughter of the Emperor Octavian." "Really?" Cheval said. Ben-Avi nodded. At the same time, he wondered how the Frenchman could live on the tiny island so long and not know a thing about it. "At least the Romans put some thought into the place," Ben-Avi said. "All the Greeks did was put up those terrible rock huts we're living in. The Romans carved the harbor out of solid rock. They set up catchment basins, dug a series of tunnels and underground cisterns to hold the rainwater, even found a way of using limestone to purify it and keep it from becoming stagnant. You should really have a look at them. They're quite remarkable." Cheval nodded, but seemed unimpressed. "It seems Octavian's daughter commanded a nicer prison than communist rebels." The 2 men continued walking, though because the path was narrow in places, Cheval was half a step behind. "So, what do you think about when you're out here?" Cheval asked. "Getting back to Israel?" "That, and the implications of our work," Ben-Avi said. "Don't tell me you're having second thoughts. It's a little late now. The project is all but finished."